If you want to change the world, you have to be in it. To leave your mark, you have to be a part of it. To grow, you have to push. Open yourself to new experiences. Expand boundaries. An entire community of services and support there for you as you challenge yourself. New knowledge, new skills. New challenges, new victories. Build the relationships that will help you rise and the friendships that will keep you grounded. Changing the world starts with you. At Algonquin College, the future you want is yours to make. Algonquin College, changing lives.
Добро пожаловать.
Hoş آمدید.
Hoş geldiniz.
Bienvenido.
Benvenuto.
Bienvenue.
환영합니다.
ยินดีต้อนรับค่ะ
سواگت. أهلا وسهلا.
Mabuhay.
Chào mừng.
Herzlich willkommen. 欢迎. Chào mừng đến với Yokozo. Welcome to Algonquin College.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 2025 Spring International Student Orientation. My name is Sebastian Munderain, International Student Advisor with the International Education Center, commonly known as the IEC. We're delighted to have you join us today, and we're joyful to welcome you to Algonquin College. Our faculty and staff are dedicated to supporting you throughout your studies and helping you make the very most of your time here. Before going through today's agenda, I'd like to go through some housekeeping items first. This webinar is recorded. The slides and the recording will be available by May 1st on the iSend tab. We will learn more about the iSend tab in the next few slides. Your chat function is disabled during the presentations, but you can still receive our announcements and resource links in the chat throughout the presentations. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A tab at the bottom of your screen. We will only answer questions related to today's presentations. Other topics are covered in AC Day 1 or have been already covered in College Essentials. We highly encourage you to listen to each presenter carefully, as most of your questions should be answered and covered by our panelists. Please save your questions for the 5-minute break or for at the end of each session. We're excited to announce that we have prepared a fun trivia game about today's presentation content, where all of you will have a chance to win an e-gift card sponsored by GuardMe Insurance. Hopefully, this will motivate you to listen carefully throughout the presentations. And lastly, when you leave the session, you will see a link to complete a feedback survey. By completing the survey, you will have yet another chance to win a gift card to the AC Connection store. First and foremost, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge that Algonquin College is located on the unceded and unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin people. Traditionally known as Anishinaabe, Algonquin people are the original inhabitants of the wide swath of territory along the Ottawa River. In Algonquin culture, it is appropriate for guests to acknowledge the hospitality of their hosts when entering their territory. With this tradition in mind, Algonquin College respectfully thanks the Algonquin people for hosting us on their ancestral lands. As a newcomer to Canada, you might be interested in learning about the contributions of Indigenous peoples throughout Canadian history. Join the PJASHIC Conversation Circle on May 28th to learn and ask questions about the Algonquin people's culture, language, and history. PJASHIC means welcome everyone in the Anishinaabe language. We'll learn more about this event later on today's presentation. If you are an Algonquin College international student studying at the Pembroke campus, you should join the Pembroke AC orientation on May 1st and 2nd. Be sure to visit the Pembroke orientation website to register and learn more. And this orientation is scheduled for approximately 2 hours. We will start with a welcome introduction from the president of Algonquin College and the director of the International Education Center, followed by a quick introduction video about our iCent app and how it can be a very handy tool for you to navigate relevant information at Algonquin College. Afterwards, we will present important information sessions about immigration, academic integrity, health insurance, safety and security, important reminders, as well as upcoming events. And of course, we have scheduled a 5-minute break halfway throughout the session. Lastly, but certainly not least, we will have an exciting trivia game at the end of this orientation, in which you'll have the opportunity to win a prize by testing your information retention skills. Now, I'm pleased to welcome our president and CEO, Claude Brulé. We're very grateful that Claude is able to join us to introduce himself and welcome all of you to the college. The floor is yours, Mr. Brulé.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. Well, big warm welcome to all of you international students. For those of you who are joining us from Ottawa, good morning, everyone. Bonjour à tous et à toutes. Kwe kakena. If you are joining us from other parts of Canada, perhaps, or from overseas, if you haven't arrived just yet, maybe it's earlier in the day, maybe it's later in the evening, good morning or good evening to you. As Sebastian said, my name is Claude Brulé. I'm the president and CEO of Algonquin College in Ottawa, Canada, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to Algonquin College and to welcome you virtually this morning to your 2025 spring term. Watching the introductions of all the students in the chat, it's so great to see so many students coming from all over the world and joining us in a variety of programs that run the full range of what we offer at Algonquin College. I am so heartwarmed by what I see in the chat here. It's so wonderful to see everybody introducing themselves. And thank you for choosing Algonquin College for this next part of your academic journey. I am thrilled that you're taking the right steps and participating in our College Orientation for International Students webinar. As Sebastian said, and you saw in the agenda, there is a lot of information to convey to you in the next couple of hours. We have a panel of college experts online with you today to provide you with all of the information and tools that will set you up for success. I really encourage you to attend and participate in any other webinar and activities, whether in person or online, that have been planned for you, because that planning was meant to ensure that you have all the activities lined up for you to be supported and be successful. Now, remember, you are not alone, whether you're seeking support, a social opportunity, or a vital resource. That could be an academic service, financial or personal support, perhaps a social recreation activity. There's a range of services and activities that are offered, all of them accessible to you, however you choose to access them, so that many new experiences can be had, and you will enjoy a great student life that will positively change your life and also positively impact the lives of others with the knowledge and skills that you will gain in our programs. You will also develop deep and lasting friendship along the way, and that's perhaps one of the greatest experience of all is the people you will meet along the way here at Algonquin College that will help take you into different directions. So Algonquin College will be there for you every step of the way. So don't be shy. Ask your questions. Introduce yourself. Make new friends. Connect with us. We're all here to support you. Thank you again. I look forward to connecting with you in the near future. Have a great day. And once again, a big warm welcome to our Algonquin College community. Back to you, Sebastian.
Thank you so much, Claude, for the very warm welcome. We greatly appreciate that your participation today to greet our new international students. Coming up next, I would like to turn my microphone to Ernest Mulvey, Director of the International Education Center, to say a few words to welcome our new international students, as well as to introduce the IEC team. Over to you, Ernest.
Thank you, Sebastian. And again, I give a warm thank you to President Brule for his time, and a very warm welcome to everyone. I'm not going to be long. This is a big orientation, and I don't want to use up the time. I'm just going to underline a little bit of what President Brule has stated. So we are privileged to host you. You're coming from everywhere in the world, and you had many, many choices to study at. You could have studied in your home country. You could have picked another college or university in Canada, or you could have studied somewhere else in the world, like Australia or the United Kingdom. We're honored that you picked Algonquin College as your place to study, and we really want you to be successful. And that means both academically, but also socially, culturally, in every way, that you feel that you're at home in Ottawa or you're at home in Pembroke, and this becomes your second place, and you really feel that we have made you feel successful, and you've had a great learning experience and life experience with us. And having said that, I'm just going to go through our team in a minute. I want to underline that we are here to help. Please do not be shy. Come seek support from us, whether it's academic support or other types of support. If you feel homesick, please come. As the team goes through the orientation, you're going to see a lot of opportunities for you to interact outside of your class with other students. This is a great way to make new friends and to expand your experience. We're going to talk about our social on Friday. We hope that you join us. It's the best time of the year to start your studies is May, because of course we're at the start of spring and summer. And Ottawa is the most beautiful place in the world when it becomes warm. And of course, you'll have the pleasure of experiencing winter next November. We can go to the next slide, Sebastian. So we're going to go through a little video here to introduce you to some of the International Education Center team. This video was created by an international student in one of our programs who did this video as part of his integrated work learning experience. So we can start the video. And finally, very quickly from my part, just a reminder of some of the services that Algonquin College and the International Education Center provide to you. It starts with arrival services. Hopefully you've made yourself availed yourself to these services. If you're not yet in Ottawa or Pembroke, please go onto our webpage and register for arrival services, and that will support you. The team provides settlement, integration support and resources. We provide orientations. Very importantly, we provide information on our study permit regime here in Canada. That's with Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada. We have Guard Me health insurance support that you're going to learn about a little bit more. We help with program change, withdrawal, peer tutoring, program support. We have a lot of social and cultural events to help you have fun outside of your academic studies, paid and volunteer opportunities, and you're about to learn a little bit more on the iSent app. So I'm going to hand back to Sebastian, and I wish you a great start up to your program and great studies through the summer. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ernest, for introducing our team and for welcoming our new international students. Now, I'm very excited to introduce and showcase our iSent app, specifically designed for Algonquin College international students. Let's take a look at how you can stay informed and navigate Algonquin College information easily, all accessible at your fingertips.
Welcome to the iSent app. iSent is a free, one-stop shop designed to help Algonquin College international students access campus resources and services. In this video, we'll review key features of iSent to help you succeed at Algonquin College. Let's get started. First, you will need to download and register for the app. Download the app from a Canadian region or Google Play or App Store. Start by choosing Canada as your region and register with your preferred email. Then, choose Algonquin College as your institution and fill out your personal details. Now, you are all set to use iSent. Now that we're in the app, let's explore what iSent offers. You can access campus service information and resources via the landing page tabs. For example, use the IRCC Immigration Info tab to find key information about your study permit, work eligibility, and more. The most convenient way to book a virtual or in-person appointment with one of our international student advisors is by using this tab as well. Want to find out what's happening on campus? Check out Events and Workshops tab, which includes campus event calendars, so you'll never miss events that interest you. If you get tired of bookmarking different websites to access your frequently used web pages, then you will love the Self-Service Portals tab. This tab gathers Algonquin's most frequently used online portals in one place for student convenience. Please also make sure to check out the Support and Connections tab to find ways to connect with other students and discover valuable volunteer or work experiences available in Algonquin College. Last but definitely not least, your physical and mental health are critically important. The Health and Wellness tab includes information on your health insurance plan, mental health supports, and the Center for Accessible Learning. Finally, let's look at an important feature for staying up to date on information. When there are updates, you will receive a push notification, and the bell button at the bottom of the screen will also indicate if you have any missed notifications. We also use this function to notify you when a new international student newsletter is available. It is very important to review the newsletters for information and reminders. This video only provides a short overview on how to navigate iSent. We encourage you to explore the tabs and resources on this app to further ease your life and to help you be successful during your studies as an international student at Algonquin College.
Folks, please know that we're constantly improving and updating the app for easier information navigation. You may find minor differences when using the app compared to the intro video that we just presented. Also, please review your phone system settings to ensure push notifications from iSent are enabled. This will allow you to receive our announcements as they are sent on real time. Now, I will turn my microphone to my colleague, International Student Advisor Lead, Michelle Cameron, who will share essential immigration information which you are required to know as an international student in Canada. But folks, just a reminder, please do not rush to ask your questions yet, and do finish listening to the session first and ask your questions afterwards. This way, you do not miss any critically important information. So from now on, we will be disabling the chat function so that you can focus on the presentation content. Michelle, over to you.
Thank you, Sebastian. Welcome everyone to today's International Student Orientation. We're very grateful that you've chosen Algonquin, and you'll see that your experience will be a great one. So this presentation, my part here is the immigration information. So we'll go to the next slide, Sebastian. So this is an important piece for all of you who are starting your studies at Algonquin. Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada regulate international students, temporary residents, so visitors, workers, and international students. It's very important that you follow the rules that are in place. So what you do matters. And this presentation is going to help guide you with those parameters. At any time, you can call IRCC. It is not impossible. It is possible, but we strongly suggest if you are to call IRCC, perhaps to clarify information, or you have some questions, you can call them at the number on the screen here, 1-888-242-2100. You must be in Canada in order to call this number. Calling early in the morning will result in a faster connection to speak with an IRCC agent. You can always use an IRCC web form to also pose a question, but there could be a delay in receiving an answer. Our team is also very much available to help answer your questions, but this is just something to highlight that every one of you can also call IRCC directly to have some of your questions answered. Next slide, please. This is a really important piece for all international students in Canada. You have conditions that you are expected to meet. This is not a negotiation, this is a must. So as a study permit holder, one of the main requirements is that you study. You must be enrolled at, in this case, Algonquin College. We are a designated learning institution. So you must be enrolled at a DLI, which Algonquin College is. Show you're actively pursuing studies by being enrolled full-time. Now, you can also be part-time, but if you're part-time, it impacts your work eligibility while you study and the future post-graduation work permit. So we strongly encourage you to maintain full-time study status if you are interested in working while you study or you're interested in the future post-graduation work permit. You must make progress towards completing your program's courses. So being enrolled alone is not enough. You have to actually put the work and effort into your studies. The other study permit condition that is quite important is not taking authorized leave longer than 150 days. We'll talk more about authorized leave. Authorized leave is basically an unscheduled break, a break that is not part of your program progression, but you must take it for personal reasons or for other reasons. An additional important piece here, something recent that hasn't changed recently, it's just how you change your DLI. The method that you change your DLI has changed. So starting November 8th, you must get a new study permit by applying to extend the current one if you are changing your DLI to Algonquin College. Before we go to the next slide, I should mention there's a little note here about being aware of academic misconduct. There will be a presentation a little bit later about this topic, and it's really important for all international students to be aware of academic misconduct, which includes plagiarism, cheating, things like this. This could greatly impact your future studies at Algonquin College. So please be mindful that integrity is a big part of your study journey here at Algonquin College. So do pay close attention to that presentation when it is presented a little bit later today. We'll go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So this slide is a little bit more about changing your DLI. Exceptions allowing you to start your study. So there may be some of you starting with us this spring semester who are in the process of changing their DLI. So you are permitted to start your studies if your study permit is tied to a previous DLI and you have been accepted to Algonquin College for the spring 2025 semester. You have already submitted an application to extend your study permit. You have a current study permit that remains valid and doesn't have a DLI name printed on it, and you meet all your existing study permit conditions. So being enrolled, making progress towards your studies, being enrolled at a DLI, which Algonquin is. So if you meet these criteria, you can attend the new DLI, so Algonquin College in this case, that you wanted to transfer to while your study permit extension is in process. If you do not meet the criteria above or listed here, you will require a new study permit by extending the current one that you have, but you need to have it in hand before you start your studies. If you meet the criteria, you can start your studies while the study permit extension is in process. Next slide, please. Social insurance number. So this is issued to you after you arrive. You may be familiar or have heard about the SIN, and there's a lot of confusion sometimes about the SIN. So we want to help clarify a little bit more about the social insurance number. It's issued by Service Canada if you meet eligibility. Eligibility is pretty simple. It includes having a remark on your study permit that says something along the lines of may accept employment, usually on or off campus as per Regulation 186, but there's usually a remark, something on your study permit that indicates you may accept employment. That study permit with that remark is enough for you to be able to secure your social insurance number. The social insurance number, again, is issued by Service Canada. At the very beginning of the immigration presentation, I indicated that it's IRCC that regulates international students. That means work eligibility, your stay in Canada, etc. It's not regulated by Service Canada. Service Canada is responsible for issuing the social insurance number. It's your responsibility at all times to know if you're eligible to work. So just by having the SIN doesn't mean that you're eligible to work. A work permit, a paper document issued to a student, is usually meant for the work that is part of the study program only, but that can also assist you in getting the social insurance number. We'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So again, Service Canada does not regulate whether or not you're eligible to work, but they do provide the social insurance number. There are a number of SIN clinics that will be offered on campus, which you can find on the iSent app. This is a great opportunity for you to download that iSent app and to take a look at the schedule, the IEC events calendar. So that's where you'll find a lot of the social insurance number clinics. Just quickly again, so the employer, any employer in Canada legally has to request a social insurance number. And if you have a social insurance number, it's not always the employer's responsibility to know if you're eligible to work. It's, again, your responsibility. And you want to make sure that you are following the rules in Canada that allow you to be compliant with your stay in Canada and with the rules. Next slide, please. Study permit work eligibility. So the study permit authorizes on and off-campus work. Again, it's the paper document that you have in your hand that says study permit. This information is sometimes a little bit confusing for students, especially if you also received a work permit. Nevertheless, the study permit authorizes you to work on or off campus. It cannot be used for work that is part of studies. That's where the work permit usually comes in. The study permit should have a remark that says may accept employment on or off campus. If your study permit doesn't have one of the above remarks, then you may have one of two situations happen. One is that a mistake was made. And if a mistake was made, meaning that you were, let's say, applying directly to an academic program, you entered Canada, your letter of acceptance indicates it's for academic studies only, and then you received your study permit and there's no remark allowing you to work, that would be a mistake. And so in that case, you can amend your study permit. Our team is available to help assist you or guide you with that process if you need to. request the help. The other situation that may occur is, for example, if you were conditionally accepted into a program, the condition being language studies. Maybe you were conditionally accepted into your program on the condition that you complete EAP. If that is the case, often Canada Border Services agency officers will not put a remark allowing you to work because you're not eligible to work off campus in that case. So if that's your situation, you can change the conditions of your work permit once you are starting your academic studies. If you want help determining if it was a mistake, if there is a mistake on your study permit, or whether or not you need to change the conditions of your study permit, reach out to our team so we can help explore your case and situation with you. Next slide, please. Off-campus work study permit. So again, the study permit allows you to work off-campus. Study permit, the paper that says study permit. So it authorizes you to work on or off campus if there is a remark that allows you or indicates that you may work on or off campus. Regretfully, English second language students, or EAP, English for academic purposes, studies, and students in the ICHS program are not authorized to work off campus. The reason, language studies students just simply are not eligible to work off campus. And ICHS are not eligible because the program must be a minimum of 6 months in duration, and ICHS is less than that. It is a 4-month program. You must be full-time for all other cases. You must be a full-time student in academic studies in order to be eligible to work off campus. And currently, the number of hours, the limit is up to 24 hours per week while you are studying full-time. During a scheduled break, this is a firm mandatory break that all students have in the same program. You may be eligible to work full-time. If you are taking a break that is not a scheduled break, you are choosing to take a break, you are not authorized to work with your study permit work authorization or with the work permit that names Algonquin. We'll talk a bit more about that soon. Next slide, please. On-campus work. So you also have you may be eligible to also work on campus for some of you. EAP students and ICHS students in this case are eligible to work on campus, not off campus, but certainly on campus. You must be actively studying full-time in your program. Actively meaning you're currently studying full-time, not you're going to be, but you are actively studying. You must have a valid study permit and a social insurance number. There is no limit to the number of hours you can work on campus. However, Algonquin College may have a limit as to how many hours a student can work on campus. You can work, if you're eligible, you may work on campus as well as off campus. You must stop working on campus on the day you are no longer studying full-time, or when your study permit expires. That's from IRCC. We certainly want to remind all students not to let your study permit expire if you are remaining in Canada or need to continue your studies. On the iSent app, you will be, to your email, you'll be receiving bi-weekly newsletters with reminders often about extending your study permit if you need to. So please pay attention to those newsletters. And if you miss the emails, you can check those newsletters on your iSent app. So we do send a lot of reminders to you every semester. Don't let your study permit expire. Next slide, please. So the big one, co-op internship work permit. We do have a poll question, and I think I'll ask Sebastian right now to pose those questions. There are two, I believe. So the questions are, have you arrived in Canada? This should be pretty easy, yes or no? If you arrived, did you receive both a study permit, a paper that says study permit, and a work permit, a document that says work permit? If you've arrived, have you received both? Yes, no, or you're not sure?
Okay, we'll let the answers come in for a few more seconds. And we'll be closing the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Could I go ahead and share the results?
Yes, please. All right, 91% of you have arrived, amazing, and 76% have received both the study permit and work permit, 17% have not, and it's okay if you're not sure. This is very, very common. Thank you, Sebastian. Very insightful. It's always very insightful to learn who's here, who received the permits. So the work permit may not really appear as if it's a co-op internship work permit because unfortunately, there's no clear indicator on there. Ideally, it would be nice if they said co-op internship work permit, but no, they name it a work permit. So just a reminder, it is the study permit that authorizes work on or off campus while you study. Study permit. The work permit is required for any kind of work that your program has. It could be a work placement, a field placement, work hours, unpaid work hours perhaps, a project for clients in your class. To learn more about if your program has a work requirement, refer to your letter of acceptance. There will be in the second paragraph usually a description of what kind of work requirement you may have. And also attend your AC Day 1 program orientation to learn more about program-specific information. For example, what kind of work can I expect as part of my program? So the co-op internship work permit is different and it is required. It's different than the study permit off and on-campus work eligibility because the type of work is viewed differently by IRCC. It looks at the career type work that is part of your study program, may appear to compete with the Canadian labor market, and this is why special authorization is required in order for you to complete this career type work or the type of work that may interfere with the Canadian labor market. This is not the case for your study permit work authorization where you can work on or off campus, no questions asked, it's open, you can work pretty much anywhere unless there's a remark on your study permit that states something other than that. Respect all the remarks and conditions that are on your work or study permit. Important to note, there's usually a remark on the co-op internship work permit that says work required by your program cannot form more than 50% of your studies. That's very important, especially for some of you in a one-year program where you may have a co-op semester. You certainly don't want to exceed that 50% rule. IRCC officers do look at all of the details when you're applying for future immigration applications, PGWP, etc. Next slide, please. And this is more about co-op work permit. And I should mention there is a webinar coming up on Thursday, I believe. So please, if there are any doubts or you're not quite sure if you understood everything about this part of today's presentation, please attend the co-op internship webinar that is scheduled on Thursday. And if you're not sure where to look for that webinar, look at your iSent app under IUC events calendar and you'll find it there. So the study permit, again, does not authorize work That is a requirement of your program, which is why you must have this co-op internship work permit. How can you know if your program includes a work requirement? Refer to your letter of acceptance. The need for the co-op work permit doesn't mean that your program is co-op. That is true. A lot of students get confused thinking that they have a co-op placement when in fact it could be a field placement or a project or something completely different. So do look at your letter and read the entire paragraph that is on your letter of acceptance when it comes to the work requirement. Read it all. You do require a co-op internship work permit even if you don't have a co-op or if you're not in a co-op program. Programs that have a co-op stream are found at the website link that you see on the screen. And most programs or many programs don't have co-op, but they do include a work requirement. And because they include that work requirement, which could be paid or unpaid, it doesn't matter to immigration if it's unpaid or volunteer. It could be a class project, so you're not getting any pay for that project. It doesn't matter to IRCC if you are completing a work placement that is unpaid. You still require the co-op internship work permit because you are interfering in a way with the Canadian labor market as per IRCC and their definition of what work is. The co-op internship work permit cannot be used for work that is not a requirement of your program. So this co-op internship work permit can only be used for the work that is part of your studies. In the webinar on Thursday, we will be talking a lot more about this topic and also how you can apply. If you did not receive this work permit and you need it, then you will need to apply as soon as possible. So please attend the session on Thursday so that you're better informed about next steps. And also, if you just want to know more about this topic and the difference between the study permit work authorization and this work authorization. Next slide, please. Scheduled versus unscheduled breaks. This was discussed in the study permit conditions. So it's part of your study permit conditions, part of your study path, but it can also impact your future post-graduation work permit. Scheduled breaks are breaks that are firm, mandatory breaks that are part of your program of study. Again, how do you know if you have a scheduled break? Attend your program orientation next week, and you can also visit your program webpage. Most program webpage have the program progression listed right on there. So you will be able to see if you have a break or not. Some programs don't have breaks. Some do. It's not always the same. Maybe you have a friend that's in a program that has a break. Doesn't mean that your program does. So do confirm with your program. It's really the academic area that are the experts and can really confirm if you have a scheduled break or not. Again, the program webpage is an excellent place to go and learn more about whether or not you have a scheduled break. So if you have a scheduled break and you're full-time both before and after the break, you can work full-time during this mandatory firm scheduled break. Every semester has a midterm break, reading week, and usually you are eligible to work full-time during that break. And if you want to know the dates of when that break starts, every semester there's a midterm break or reading week. You can refer to the academic calendar to learn about those firm dates, the start and the end date. So a break that is not scheduled is supported by IRCC for up to 150 days, and this is referred to as authorized leave. So as per the study permit conditions, you cannot exceed 150 days of authorized leave. Very important. Sometimes life happens. It takes us off of our path, our study path. It could be family, emergency, medical, financial, personal. So sometimes life happens and you just need to take a break for whatever reason. You are not eligible to work during that break with your study permit authorization, and of course, certainly not with the co-op internship work permit. We'll go to the next slide, please. Post-graduation work permit. So a lot of international students are interested in meeting eligibility to apply for this post-graduation work permit. It's kind of like a stepping stone after your studies to getting an open work permit that may help with, it is a popular pathway to permanent residence. So it is a natural kind of flow. You study, you meet eligibility for PGWP, you apply for PGWP. This allows you to gain some skilled work experience, which is usually very helpful with permanent resident pathways. If you're interested, not everybody is, but if this is a goal, then you certainly want to ensure that you are meeting all the study permit conditions that we talked about today. You can only apply for this PGWP once in a lifetime. This is so important. A lot of students who are in a one-year program may consider applying for the PGWP after completing the one-year program, but that means that if somebody in that case were to want to continue studies after the PGWP, maybe the PGWP wasn't long enough for a certain goal, and you return for studies, you would no longer be eligible for a PGWP. So it's once in a lifetime. When you apply for it and receive it, that's it. You cannot apply for it again. You must complete a program at a DLI that is at least 8 months long, leading to a degree, diploma, or certificate. And you must maintain full-time student status. So even though study permit conditions may allow you to be part-time, if you want to work, you must be full-time. And if you want to be eligible for a PGWP, you must maintain full-time student status in each term. There are a couple of exceptions. One is you could be part-time in a final semester only. And the other one is you can take authorized leave for up to 150 days. Up to 150 days. If you exceed 150 days of authorized leave, you are no longer eligible for PGWP. So when you apply for PGWP, you need to include a transcript and a letter of completion. And the letter of completion is activated after you graduate from your program. And there's a process about that. We'll have many webinars that you can attend during your study journey and attend and learn more about the PGWP and other topics, of course. If you complete a one-year program, you would be eligible for a one-year PGWP. If you complete a 2-year diploma program or a 3-year diploma or advanced diploma program or a 4-year degree program, you would be eligible for a 3-year PGWP, of course, if you're meeting all eligibility. And if you take 2 one-year programs, you would be eligible for a 3-year PGWP. You can't have more than 150 days between program 1 and 2 in order to meet that eligibility. So again, the PGWP is a popular pathway for PR. Do take a look at our IEC events calendar to find out more about when these webinars are offered. How do you find the events calendar? Check your iCenter app. Let's see. For new students who may be eligible for transfer of credits. So that's where you may have in your previous studies met the course requirement for some of the courses that you're taking right now. And of course, you can apply for exemptions or transfer credits, but keep in mind you must maintain full-time student status if you want to work and be eligible for a future PGWP. Very important to keep that in mind. We'll go to the next slide, which is the last one for my part. IRCC latest changes to PGWP. So there's been a whirlwind of activity in the world of IRCC and immigration as it relates to international students. So here are a few of the latest details. So language requirement is a must when you're applying for a future PGWP. CLB, so that's Canadian Language Benchmark, Level 5 is required for all PGWP eligible programs at Algonquin, except for degree programs. If you are completing a 4-year degree program, you will require CLB 7. And again, attend a PGWP webinar to learn all the details at a future date about more about all of these topics, including the field of study requirements. So If you submitted your study permit application before November 1st, you don't have to meet the field of study requirement. However, if you change your program after November 1st, 2024, you may be required to meet the new field of study requirement. That's it for me. Thank you so much for your attention to the immigration part, and hope to see you at another webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle, for the very insightful presentation. Folks, if you have any immigration-related questions, please consult our IRCC resources. Likewise, you may book an appointment with one of our international student advisors, which can be done through our iCent app under the IRCC Immigration Info tab. We also run IRCC workshops regularly throughout the term, as Michelle mentioned, on various topics of interest for international students. You can find all of our scheduled workshops in the IEC events calendar under the Events and Workshops tabs of the iCent app. Lastly, you may contact us directly through the Ask the IEC help ticket for more IRCC-related questions. And folks, I've been informed that we have received some questions in the chat about the last day to start classes. This date is slightly different for every program. And it is important to know this date if you have not yet arrived in Ottawa. Please review the chat for a link that shows the last day you are expected to be in class in your program. Please note the last day to request a deferral via AC360 application portal is May 16th. As a student in Canada, in order to achieve academic success, it is critical to adhere to academic integrity and be aware of expectations in Canadian classrooms. Let's welcome Julia Forte, Administrator of Academic Integrity, as she will walk us through what you should know about this very important responsibility of yours. Over to you, Julia.
Thank you, Sebastian, and welcome everyone to Algonquin College. As Sebastian mentioned, my name is Julia, and I'm one of the administrators who works in the Academic Integrity Office. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the importance of academic integrity as part of your college experience. Next slide, please. So academic integrity is everyone's responsibility. At its core, it's about honesty, trust, and responsibility in your studies. This means that all the work you do, whether it's homework, assignments, projects, or exams, must be your own. It also means that when you use someone else's ideas, words, images, or data, you must clearly say where this information is from. This is called citing your sources, and it's a key part of academic honesty. You may be wondering why academic integrity is so important to you. It helps create fairness and trust between students and teachers. And when everyone follows the same rules, your achievement is truly yours. And it's also about the respect for the effort you put into your work, as well as the respect for the hard work of others. I want to encourage all of you to review Algonquin College's academic integrity policy called AA 48. Every member of the college community is expected to understand and follow this policy. We'll review many of the expectations outlined in that policy here today, but I do encourage that you take a little deeper debrief into the material at your own time. Let's move on to the next slide, and I'm going to talk about a few examples to make this a little bit more clear. So we're going to talk a little bit about cheating and the different areas of cheating, because it's not all the same. Don't copy or share your answers. If you copy someone else's work, it's considered plagiarism. If you share answers during a test or an assignment or a lab, it's considered cheating. Even if you're helping a friend in this way, could be an indication of breaking these rules. Don't use information without giving credit. So if you use ideas, sentences, or images from books, websites, or other people, you need to include citations and references, and you need to rewrite these ideas in your own words. This shows where the information comes from. If you don't cite and reference, then this is considered plagiarism. And in fact, plagiarism is the most common reason that our office meets with students. Working with others on assignments without your professor's permission is considered unauthorized collaboration. So avoid sharing your work and your answers with others. When you do, you lose control over what happens with your work, and you may receive a grade of 0 on the assessment if your instructor intended for you students to work on the assignment individually. Creating fake references or providing false information for an assignment is also considered misrepresentation. So having someone else complete a test for you, or if you don't understand references and provide something that's false, this will be considered misrepresentation. Be honest about your work. Follow the rules for every task. Your professor will give you instructions for the assignments and exams. If you're unsure about the rules, please ask your professor. And you always have available a learning module in the Succeed in Canada course that's available to you in Brightspace, or the AC Cafe course available in Brightspace as well. Now, before we move on, I would love to take a short poll to test our knowledge here today.
Okay, so we have some polls for the audience. Should I go ahead and launch the first poll, Julia?
Yes, please.
Okay.
What type of academic misconduct do you think is most common? Your choices are plagiarism, unauthorized collaboration, misrepresentation, or cheating.
And the answers are pouring in. We'll close this poll in 3, 2, 1. And we'll go ahead and share the results.
85% of you have the correct answer. It is plagiarism. So please be careful with this. Lots of resources available to you. If you struggle with referencing and citing work, come and see me. And the next question. Falsifying information with the goal of deception. This is known as unauthorized collaboration, misrepresentation, plagiarism, or contract cheating.
And answers are pouring in. We'll close this poll in 3, 2, 1.
Ah, 67% with misrepresentation. Correct answer there. And our next poll. Using another individual's work and presenting it as one's own. So taking someone else's work and presenting it as yours without properly citing the sources is known as unauthorized collaboration, misrepresentation, plagiarism, or contract cheating.
Okay, and we'll be closing this poll in 3, 2, 1. This is a close one, Julia.
Oh, plagiarism. Plagiarism is the most that I see students for. So I wanted to trick you a little bit there. And our final question. Working with others on assessments or assignments without the knowledge or consent of the professor is known as unauthorized collaboration, collaboration, misrepresentation, plagiarism, or contract cheating.
And we'll be closing the poll in 3, 2, 1.
And 80% unauthorized collaboration. Thank you so much. We'll move on to our final slide. And I just wanted to offer a quick thanks for having me today. If you are unsure of anything to do with academic integrity, please always consult with your professor first. They're your direct source for clarification around assignment instructions and course expectations. The library, which offers great resources and workshops around plagiarism, cheating, study skills. Or visit us at the Academic Integrity Office in the A Building. It's just been newly rebranded to Room A 2027, and it's always better to ask for help early than make a mistake without realizing it. Remember that academic integrity is not just about following the rules, it's also about building your own skills and knowledge, because when you do your own work, you learn and grow in ways that will benefit you for a lifetime. So thanks for your time today, and best of luck in your studies.
Thank you very much for the presentation, Julia. This is quite useful information for all students here. Folks, as mentioned by Julia, if you have any further questions about academic integrity, please feel free to reach out to the academic integrity offices to learn more. We know that you have been busy digesting all this information from the presentation so far. So let's take a 5-minute break to stretch, relax, or ask questions related to the first presentations in the Q&A function below your screen. We will see you back for more important information sessions and a trivia game for a chance to win a prize. See you soon, folks.
I'm Wen Yang. I'm an international student from China. I've been in Canada since 2013. Yeah, I think so. And I'm an Algonquin College student now, doing multi-power technician, and it's my last semester. When I was little, I was super into music, but it was super expensive to have a professional teacher teaching one-on-one. When I grew up, I got super into cars because my dad is engineering. My first car is a Volkswagen GTI. It's a 2015. It's my dream car when I was little. I just want to know more about car, how it works, how to work it better. So I was at a car dealership, and one of my friends said he studied here, multi-power technician, and it was an awesome program if you want to work on cars. Like there are a lot of hand-on activities, like hand-on tools, labs with a professional instructor. And I said, oh, I'd love to try that. Because we are a small program, unlike the university, we have like 30 people in our program, so we could have a lot of opportunities to talk to the professor face-to-face, one-on-one, and they've been helpful a lot. I'm happy to be a part of the car community in Algonquin College, and I just can't wait for graduate to actually go further to see what's going on from it.
Hi, I'm Ana Maria Baracaldo. I'm from Colombia, and I came here in August last year. I think I'm a very calm, patient person. I like just to go on walks in the morning. I enjoy my time alone. I am also very athletic. I played soccer for like 9 years, so I'm really passionate about soccer. My biggest plan when I was in high school was to study abroad. Just how Canada works, the lifestyle you can get here. That was like the main goal for me, to have like a steady, calm, really beautiful place to live. I thought about studying architecture, and Algonquin College had like a really good architectural program. The program was really what I was looking for. I am passionate about the programming, kind of AutoCAD, just spending hours and hours doing like models and floor plans and all the little details. I'm very perfectionist and like detailed, so I enjoy just spending a lot of time designing something. All the people is really friendly here in Algonquin, and they show me where the classroom, where the gym, where I can study. So I think Algonquin College has a really good community sense, and that was like really helpful for me as an international student. I am hoping to change people's life by becoming an architect.
Hi, my name is Haneta. I took the program Human Services Foundations at Algonquin College. I picked the Human Services because I found during my course of my previous profession that I did have a passion for helping people. I would feel very unfulfilled in my life if I don't help people. I cannot stand to see people who really need help not get the help that they need. I didn't want to be in a big city. I don't like the big city life, and I also don't like the really small town life as well. So I did a research and I found that Algonquin College was the only college in Ottawa offering the Human Services Foundations course, which would really help me understand what it takes to be in the human services, so I went for it. Algonquin is a really big school, but we're a very small community, and anybody can help you. Literally just walk up to the first person you see and you will get any help you're looking for in the whole school. So in as much as you might have a little bit of anxiety because you're fresh to the country or fresh to school, it's really nothing. All you have to do is just walk up to the next person you see and say, please, I need help with whatever, and you will get any help, any and every help that the school can offer you. I am excited for what's to come next. I am excited to be in the human services profession. I am excited that I graduated from Algonquin. I am excited that I got to meet every single professor and everybody who could help me. I am excited that I made the right decision to move to Canada.
Welcome back, folks. It is now my pleasure to introduce Brad Peck, Manager of GuardMe International Insurance, to share detailed information about your student medical health insurance plan. Over to you, Brad.
Thank you, Sebastian, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Next slide, please. So I'm sure you're all very excited to be coming to Canada, and we hope that you have a happy, healthy, and safe experience while we're here. However, we know that accidents happen. And if you do become sick or injured, please know that your GuardMe plan is here to support you. You might be wondering why it's important to have a good comprehensive medical insurance plan, and I'm presenting on the screen here some typical costs of what it would cost to access medical services. So as you can see, it would cost around $500 to take an ambulance, a few kilometers down the road to a hospital. To visit the emergency room at a local hospital would cost over $1,000. To spend one night in the hospital, those charges start at between $4,000 to $5,000 per night. And then if you need surgery or more intensive care, those costs escalate very drastically. So not to scare you, just to underscore the importance of having a good insurance plan, because it can be extremely expensive to seek medical attention here. Next slide, please. And so we've partnered with Algonquin College to offer you a comprehensive plan that covers 100% of eligible charges for hospital visits, doctor's visits, medically necessary surgery or diagnostic testing. So you might be wondering, what is medically necessary? That's a very key term to understand. So if you have any doubts about something, reach out to us and ask us, okay? If you get a treatment plan from a doctor that says you can choose to do this or not, it might not be medically necessary, all right? So reach out to us and ask us. New prescription drugs are covered up to 60 days at 100% as well. In Canada, mental health is just as important as physical health, and so this psychotherapy benefit can allow you to see a psychologist or psychiatrist, and we can reimburse you for up to $2,000 for psychotherapy. There are non-emergency benefits as well, including this plan, like an annual eye exam, just going to the optometrist to check your vision, going to a doctor, not for a medical reason, just for a checkup once per year. Pregnancies are covered up to $25,000 so long as the pregnancy starts during the term of your policy or no more than 30 days before your policy starts. There are 2 dental benefits included in this plan. Dental accident, basically if something hits you in the face and breaks your teeth, we can pay up to $5,000 to repair broken teeth. Or the other dental benefit is up to $600 to basically fill a cavity. If you have pain in your mouth and you need to go to the dentist to see about that pain, we can pay up to $600. My dentist charges $300 per cavity, so brush your teeth well, and hopefully you can avoid going to the dentist to have cavities fixed. Some really good benefits that I'll mention quickly: immunizations that are required for your coursework. If you need to see Canadian people in person, if you're in nursing or ECE as examples, you're going to need more immunizations than if you're in electrical technology. So we can cover up to $500 for course required immunizations. And if you already have a chronic ongoing condition like diabetes, high blood pressure, hypothyroidism, we can cover up to $10,000 per year for the maintenance, medication every day that you might take, regular checkups with the doctor to maintain your health. So that's a really good benefit to have. Next slide, please. I could talk to you for a couple of hours just about all these benefits, but you don't want to listen to that, and I'll show you where you can find this information. So this document's been translated into 14 different languages, I believe. So if you'd prefer to read this in your home language, it's most likely been translated into that language. But take the time to read this because there's a lot more benefits that you have included in this plan. Next slide, please. I think that it's just as important to know the exclusions, so the things that are not covered. So treatments that are not medically necessary. I'll give you a very quick example from my life that can help explain what this can mean. So a few years ago, I was playing soccer and I twisted my knee, and I was in so much pain that I went to the emergency room. And the doctor examined me and told me I had torn my ACL, one of the ligaments in my knee. I could return home with some pain medication and recover, or I could choose to have a surgery, an ACL reconstruction surgery that will be scheduled 8 months, 10 months in the future. Those types of surgeries are not scheduled, next day, even next week. So if you have an injury like that, if you get a treatment plan like that from a doctor, we would most likely be paying for the ambulance, for the emergency room visit, for some physiotherapy, maybe some pain medication, but GardMe would not pay for the surgery because it's not medically necessary. So it's really important to ask us for confirmation before any surgeries. Non-prescription medication is not covered. Basically, if you can walk into a pharmacy and buy something without a prescription, it's not going to be covered. So like Advil, Tylenol, cold and flu medication, $10 or $15. You just walk into a pharmacy and buy it, and no problem, but it's not included in your plan. There's a couple of specific prescriptions like the birth control pill, contraceptives, that are excluded as well. So it's important that you read your policy wording, and I'll show you where you can find that. This plan covers you anywhere in the world except your home country. There's a limit of 30 days per trip to the US, but if you go to the United States, it's an hour drive from here in Ottawa, you don't have to buy any additional medical insurance. This plan covers you up to $5 million. I'm going to skip over these middle ones because I'm quite sure none of you are professional paid athletes. Claims resulting from drug or alcohol use is an important one that you need to be aware of. So if you consume drugs or alcohol and that's why you fell off your bicycle and broke your leg, we're not going to pay for an ambulance, hospital, any surgery. So it's important that you know consuming drugs or alcohol is at your own risk, and it is quite risky. The purchase of glasses or contact lenses is not included in the plan, and dental cleanings. So just going to the dentist for a checkup, for a cleaning, is not included. Next slide, please. So I told you, it's a lot of information. This is where you can find it. So please bookmark, add to your favorites, www.gard.me/Algonquin. If you are arriving for the May start, which I assume most of you are, You probably don't need to go to the early arrivals section to buy any insurance before you arrive, so I'll skip over that. But if you're coming here with dependents, husband, wife, same-sex partner, children, you can add this same great insurance plan by purchasing it directly through the website. I'll tell you about how you get your policy in a couple of slides, but you just need to wait until you get your policy number. And you should be getting that in Friday's the second. You should be getting that next week, I would imagine. What are some of the other links on here? Okay, so I'm going to talk about Find a Canadian Clinic and Mobile Doctors, two of the links here on the coming slides. But one that I'll mention before we move on is recent graduates. If you are about to graduate, maybe get your postgrad work permit, get a job here, most employers will not give you health benefits for maybe 3 months or 6 months after you start working. So if you want to buy an insurance plan from us to cover you during that period between when you graduate and when you start work, we can sell you an insurance plan directly through the website. There's a 30-day window following your last policy end date in which you have to purchase that. If you wait for 40 days after your policy ends, we're not going to sell you an insurance plan because we only focus on international education. Next slide, please. You can find the insurance information through the iSent app. So there's a health and wellness icon there that you can tap. You can log in directly through iSent into your GuardMe account, and you can access Mobile Doctor as well through here. Next slide, please. We also have an app through which you can submit claims, find your healthcare access card. I'll tell you what that is in a minute. Find the translations of your policy documents, and there's a one-touch button in the image in the cell phone there. It's in the bottom. It says need help. So that's not 911 to get an ambulance. That's I need help understanding my policy. I need help submitting a claim. And our customer care team is available any time of day, 24/7. Okay. You don't need to scan the QR codes on the screen because you don't have your policy number yet. So don't worry about trying to do that right now. Next slide, please. So these next couple of slides are going to tell you about accessing medical attention in Canada. So if you need to see a doctor within 5 minutes, you can see a doctor with a video chat through our excellent service called Mobile Doctor. The doctors practicing on this platform can provide you with a prescription if needed. That can be sent to the pharmacy closest to you. It pulls up a map. You select the pharmacy you want it to go to, or it can be sent next business day to wherever you're staying at no additional charge. The doctors can also send lab requisitions. So if you need blood work, if you need an X-ray, those can be done through this app as well. You need to register for it first. So guard.me/Algonquin has the link that you can register, or there's the direct link here at the bottom. So wait for your policy number, probably the end of next week, but you'll need that to register for this service. Next slide, please. If, however, you would like to see a medical professional in person, face-to-face, the first level that you can access is pharmacists. Here in Ontario, the pharmacists are licensed to provide prescriptions for the conditions I've listed on the screen. Most pharmacists will not have long wait times. You can go to the pharmacy, wait in front of the counter, and ask for a consultation if you have one of these symptoms. They can provide you with a prescription, and you could be in and out in about, 25 minutes, half an hour maybe. So that's for minor medical conditions. There are so many pharmacies. There's one right across the road called Rexall from the Woodruff campus. Next slide, please. You can visit any pharmacy you'd like to, but we have partnered with Rexall to offer you some discounts, some savings. You can visit any pharmacy, however, that you would like to visit. When you present your healthcare access card, again, I'm going to mention that in a couple of slides, but it's a piece of identification that you get from us that they can bill us directly for your prescriptions, for your medical visits, etc. So you need to go into the Rexall, get something called a preferred perks card, and then there's a code, GuardMe, when you register your preferred perks card. Next slide, please. If it's a little bit more serious or you'd prefer to see a doctor or a nurse practitioner, there's a campus in the there's a clinic in the Woodruff campus at the entrance to the C building, the DARE building. On the right-hand side, as you enter that building, there's, the IECs in the basement there. On the main floor, there's a health services center. You can go to that clinic, see a doctor about a minor medical condition like skin rashes and irritations. If it hurts when you pee, urinary tract infection, honestly, from the statistics we get, that's one of the most common reasons why people seek medical attention. Mild fevers, aches, pains, colds, and flus. You can book an appointment with a doctor, and that medical professional can see you. Next slide, please. If, however, find a clinic. So you can visit any clinic in the city that you'd like to, any clinic in Canada or in the world that you'd like to. However, we have a Find a Clinic search. These clinics on this search will see you without having to pay anything. So you would need to bring your GuardMe card to these clinics, and they will bill us directly. Pretty much none of these are going to be walk-in clinics where you literally walk in and wait. Most of them will require an appointment. So tap on the little blue icon, the little blue icon next to the clinic that you're interested in visiting, see their hours of operation, give them a call so that you can book an appointment and the doctor can see you. Next slide, please. If, however, what you're experiencing is a major emergency, you can call 911 and get an ambulance to take you to the hospital. Don't go to the hospital for a minor ear infection, for a sinus infection, for a urinary tract infection. Our hospitals have very long wait times often. Personally, I've never waited for less than 6 hours, but I have waited 15 hours to see a doctor at a hospital. Okay, so I don't want to scare you away from going to hospitals, but just give you the reality that we have a doctor shortage. We have great facilities, but don't go there for minor things, all right? If you've broken a bone, you need to go to the hospital. They will be the only facility that can set that bone, or maybe you need surgery for that bone. But if you have trouble breathing, chest pain, if it's the worst pain you felt in your life, probably a good reason to go to the hospital. If you need stitches or sutures, other good reason to go to the hospital. But just know that you're going to be waiting there for a long time because patients are seen in the order of the severity of their condition. All right, so bring your GuardMe card, bring a bottle of water and your cell phone charger because you're probably going to wait for a while. Next slide, please. So you don't need to call us before going, but you can call us. We're available any time of day. There's a couple times when you should call us in advance before being admitted to the hospital. So that means spending one night. If you go to the emergency room, you don't need to call us. But if they tell you you're going to be there for the night, call us because it's $4,000 or $5,000 per night. And you want us to connect with the hospital to either get your bills or confirm coverage for them. And before expensive diagnostic tests like an MRI or CT scan. We pay for those if they're medically necessary. If you've torn your ACL and the doctor is not saying you need an MRI, we might not pay for that if you just want one, and you might have to wait a few months to get it too. But call us with any questions about a treatment plan, about claims, anything, any time of day. Next slide, please. If you do pay out of pocket for medical expenses, there's 3 ways to get your money back. Through the app, easiest and fastest way. Through my account on the website, equally as fast and easy. Or you can print your GuardMe Healthcare Access card, the bottom portion of which is the claim form, and mail that to us with your original receipts or invoices. Next slide, please. Those take a little longer just because of, scanning things into our system and mailing. So the other ways are faster. Our number's on the screen there. It will be on your GuardMe Healthcare Access card. So Friday is the 2nd, May 2nd. So you should receive an email from GuardMe by the end of next week that says, welcome to GuardMe. Click this link to activate your account. Do that within 24 hours of getting that email because the link expires. So activate your account as soon as you get that email. Then you can download the app, get your healthcare access card on the app, and then show that to any medical providers with whom you're seeking medical attention. You can email us through the app or through customercare@guard.me. And please bookmark www.guard.me/Algonquin. Next slide, please. So thank you so much for your time, and I will check the chat for any questions.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Brad. Super useful and timely as well. Folks, as mentioned by Brad, within this week, next week, by the end of next week, you will receive an email from GuardMe with instructions on how to create your GuardMe account and how to download your insurance policy from their website. Be sure to follow these instructions promptly as soon as you receive the email. In the event that you have any questions that cannot be answered through GuardMe customer representatives, you can email iecinsurance@algonquincollege.com. And please note that dental insurance is not included in the International Student Health Plan from GuardMe beyond the specific dental emergencies and dental injury accident coverage. If you would like additional coverage, you can opt in the Students Association Student Health Plan. The opt-in period starts on May 1st and ends on May 30th. Opt-in students can check their eligibility in the Students Association website and then complete an opt-in and dependent application. Additional fees will be charged after you successfully opt in to this Students Association plan. For students starting in this term, coverage will last until August 31st, 2025, if you do opt in to the Students Association Health Plan. And you may reapply annually in September. Please note that coverage from dental, vision, and paramedical resources offered by the Students Association Health Plan are only available to students who opt in to the plan in September or January. It is now my pleasure to introduce Hannah Brown, lead investigator from Security Services, who will share some important safety practices for all students. Welcome, Hannah. Over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name's Hannah Brown, and I work within the security department at Algonquin College. Next slide, please. This is a brief overview of what we're going to talk about today. So first is who Security Services is, the AC mobile safety app, scams and frauds, how to protect yourself, and sexual assault, meaning consent and sextortion, as well as discrimination. Next slide, please. Security Services is available 24/7, 365 days a year. Security is located in A building, room 1216. And if the door is closed, please pick up the phone and it will directly contact you with our dispatch. Uniformed security patrol the campus, and investigation officers investigate breaches of the policies and issues brought to security by students and staff. Services include a safe walk where you can be escorted anywhere on campus if you fear for your safety. You can contact us at our office via phone, email, or through our AC mobile safety app. Security is here to help you. We will always listen to you, respect you, and offer you appropriate guidance. Next slide, please. This is the mobile safety app. This app discusses the different procedures, emergency procedures, as well as where you can find sexual assault resources, support resources. You can also find campus maps here, and you can report an incident on the app. Next slide, please. On the app, you will see that there are 3 separate campuses that Algonquin has. This includes the Ottawa campus, the Pembroke campus, and currently the Perth campus. By turning these settings on, they will give you notifications for emergencies and college closures. Next slide, please. What is a fraud or scam? Unfortunately, frauds and scams have become very common across Canada, and there are thousands of different scams around. Scams are a fraudulent scheme and are against the law. Scams and frauds generally involve taking your money or personal information. This can include being informed you've won a cash prize, a text asking you to click an attached link, or asking for a donation to a non-existent charity. Never click on a link or call a number you do not recognize. If you are unsure, look up the company on the internet to confirm the details. And never provide your bank account or personal details to someone you do not know. Next slide, please. Email scams. Here, there's a brief video, and we also call this phishing.
While checking your email, you receive an alarming message from your bank. It says that your account might be jeopardized and provides a link to enter in your private information. Even though the logos and contact information appear to be correct, this email wasn't from your bank, but instead it was sent by cybercriminals looking to phish you. Phishing is when scammers trick you into divulging personal and financial information by pretending to be a legitimate source. Just like fishermen cast lines with bait attached, these scammers send out official-sounding emails, hoping that you will let your guard down. They often build entire pages and logins dedicated to looking like authentic banks or businesses, designed to get you to gain your trust and lower your guard. Even more alarming, phishers can even pose as your friends and family to trick you. In some cases, a phishing email can install malware on your computer without you even entering your username and password. Regardless of how they obtain it, once cybercriminals have your login information, they can change your passwords, steal your money, and even your identity. There are many ways to identify a possible phishing email. No legitimate bank, government agency, or business would send you an email requesting that you re-enter your private information. Misspellings, poor grammar, and typos are also good indicators of a phishing email. If you receive a phishing email, the best thing to do is just ignore it and mark it as spam. You can also use anti-spam filters as a way to avoid these emails entirely. You should always be on guard when opening up unknown emails. And make sure you have the latest internet security and email protection software on your computer to avoid phishing scams entirely.
Next slide, please. Telephone scams. So there's also telephone scams, what we also call spoofing. Algonquin College will never telephone you and demand immediate payment or threaten you with deportation. We recommend that you do not stay on the phone and you just hang up. Next slide, please. Scams regarding tuition. There have been several cases of companies advertising that they can offer cheaper tuition fees at Algonquin College. The company or person often claim they work for Algonquin College. This is a scam. Fees can only be paid to Algonquin College directly, and if you're not sure, please ask staff from the International Education Center or the Registrar's Office. Next slide, please. These are some ways on how to protect yourself online. So, for example, don't use the same passwords. Don't give anyone remote access to your computer unless they are a reputable company. Use a VPN when online, as well as some other things that you can read on here. So next slide, please. So next, we're going to talk a little bit about discrimination. So discrimination is part of the student conduct policy, which is also known as SAO7. It is important that you're all familiar with SAO7, and it can be found on the college website by searching Student Conduct Policy SAO7. Algonquin College believes everyone should be free from any form of discrimination, and these have been addressed through the Student Conduct Policy. If you feel you have been discriminated against, we encourage you to report it. There are support services to help you. Next slide, please. I'm going to discuss a little bit about the sexual assault / sexual violence policy, which is also known as SA16. So everyone at Algonquin College should be free from all forms of sexual assault and violence. We have a policy that covers this topic, SA16, which you can find online. The policy defines your rights if you become a victim and explains the process on how you will be supported. Algonquin College believes the victim and survivor remains in control. In most cases, Algonquin College only takes action with the permission of their survivor. Next slide, please. We're also going to discuss a little bit about consent, and there's a little video here.
Oh, sure, that's a great idea. But I'm not sure if Nicole is into horror films. Let me just ask her. Nicole? Hey, Nicole! You want to watch Werewolf vs. Zombie Vampire 6? Okay. Well, she didn't say no, so count us in. Sexual consent means that both people are actively willing to engage in a particular sexual behavior and express their consent by saying, yes, that's okay with me. But just because someone consents to engage in one kind of behavior does not mean that they have agreed to engage in another. Anyone has the right to change their mind about what they do or do not want to do at any time. This means that even if you are engaging in sexual acts with a person and they change their mind, you must stop and respect that person's wishes. Just because someone doesn't say no, it doesn't mean that they have said yes or given their consent. If a person is under the influence of drugs or alcohol, they are legally not able to give consent. Engaging in sexual behavior with someone who does not or cannot consent is sexual assault or rape. If you have been raped or sexually assaulted, please note that it is never your fault.
Next slide, please. So just to revise on consent, Canada and Algonquin College have strict rules when it comes to consent. Silence or non-communication must never be interpreted as consent. You cannot consent if the other person is asleep, drunk, under the influence of drugs, coerced, threatened, or blackmailed. Remember, consent can be withdrawn at any time. If a person has previously given consent, this does not mean they consent to current activities. And it's important that if you are initiating sexual activity, it is your responsibility to get clear and concise consent for all sexual activity. Next slide, please. So if you become a victim, report it to your professor, coordinator, counseling services, friend, Project Lighthouse, or security services. You'll be listened to, and your complaint will be taken seriously, as well as you'll be provided with support if necessary. Next slide, please. So next, there's going to be a little video on sextortion.
Being connected to your friends, family, and everyone else online can be awesome. But it's important to remember that online, not everyone is who they say they are. And nothing we do online is really private, including private chats and messages, the information in apps, social media, and even video games. One online threat is sextortion, when someone online blackmails or threatens to share sexual images to get you to do something you don't want to do, like send photos or money. The blackmailer's demands often include sending money with an app, taking naked or sexual pictures or photos, or other illegal activities. The blackmailer could be, or be pretending to be, any gender and any age. Often, they will send friend requests to many people in the same community to appear to be known by many people. Some warning signs that a message might be sextortion are: the person says things like, "I'll show you mine if you show me yours." The person pretends to be from a modeling agency and requests pictures. The person wants to quickly develop a romantic relationship. Or they use multiple fake identities to contact you. If you or a friend are experiencing sextortion, it's important to follow a few steps to protect yourself. Stop responding to the messages immediately. This is the best way to end the interaction. Talk to a trusted adult and let them know you received a threatening message, and together, make a plan of action just in case the photos or information do get shared online. Report the harassment to the authorities and make a report to the app that you received the messages on. Some important don'ts. Don't delete images or messages. These can be used as evidence by the authorities in the future. Don't pay money to the blackmailers, as they will likely continue to ask for more. The most important thing to remember about sextortion is that the blackmailer is to blame, not you. What they are doing is a crime. It is not your fault. You are not alone. And there is support to help you through this difficult situation.
Next slide, please. So just to recap, sextortion has become an increasing concern over the past few years. Be cautious if you accept a friend request from a person you do not know. If you become a victim, stop all communication, do not comply with the threat, and do not give them money. You can contact security and/or the police, and ensure that you keep all emails or text messages, as that can be used for evidence. Next slide, please. Some other resources you'll find some external links to various departments for Ottawa and Ontario, explaining various rules and guidance for cycling, water safety, and emergency services. If you ever fear for your safety and you're not on campus, call 911. Next slide, please. So just a reminder that there's the mobile safety app, and you can do a lot of stuff from that app, as well as security is available 24/7, 365 days a year. And just to let you guys know, Algonquin College is a clean air campus, meaning that smoking and vaping is not allowed. Next slide, please. So just to recap, Security Services is located in A building, room 1216. Security is here to assist, and we will take reports and offer support for your students. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hannah, for the informative session. Folks, these tips and resources are very important for everyone to remember and to practice. If you are interested in learning more about how to protect yourself from scams and fraud, the IEC works together with the CRA, short for Canada Revenue Agency, to deliver regular workshops on this topic. Please visit the IEC calendar to register. Now, we would like to share some very important tips to stay safe around water. If you're going swimming in open water, be mindful that it is very different from swimming in a pool. Distances can be deceiving, and you also have to mind obstacles like waves, strong currents, and undertows. Always check the weather conditions before going into any open bodies of water. Wear a life jacket when fishing or boating, and make sure you avoid alcohol around water, as your judgment and reflexes may become compromised. Don't go out swimming in open water on your own, without supervision or at night, and avoid swimming in areas where there are no lifeguards present. Keep in mind that most lakes and rivers freeze in the winter months, and some may not be fully thawed yet around the edges or the banks. Avoid slushy, thawed, or ice near moving water, particularly at night. Be sure to join our Winter for Beginners series, which will take place later on in the fall, for more tips on how to stay safe during the winter months. As an international student, you may face challenges in transitioning to a new culture, a new learning environment, and being away from home for the first time. It is critical to take care of your mental health so that you can succeed in and out of the classroom. There may be some stigma for many international students to reach out for support, but please note, seeking mental health resources and support services does not impact your immigration status or applications, nor have they any academic implications whatsoever. Whether you access counseling services or not, whatever is discussed is confidential. If you are ever feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or you just wish to speak to someone, the staff and faculty at Algonquin College are here to support you every step of the way. So please don't hesitate to reach out to all the mental health supports available to you. Folks, the college deeply cares about your safety and takes communications from you to the school seriously. If concerns arise about your physical well-being or the possibility of harm to yourself or others, the college may take additional steps to ensure your safety. Another important and mandatory reminder, folks, is to follow these 2 steps to help us ensure that we can contact you or your trusted family members in the case of an emergency. The first step is to update your local address and email, simply done by logging into your Access account, finding the Profile tab on your left-hand navigation bar, and then clicking Edit My Profile. It's super important to update your email address here, as this is the email address where you will receive replies to the messages, questions that you send to our team when using the help ticket, for example. The second step, which is to update your emergency contact, can be done directly on your MyAC account, accessible via web browser and also through your iSent app. To contact our team, students may use the Ask the IEC help ticket on the current student's contact page to send us a message or a question. The help ticket system allows for a speedy and trackable response, and it's the fastest way to contact the IEC. One-on-one appointments are also offered when required. And lastly, you can interact with the AC chatbot on our website for immediate answers to frequently asked questions. So let's watch a short video on how to create a help ticket for the IEC.
Here's how current international students can submit a question and create a help ticket with the International Education Center. Begin by visiting the AC360 platform or by selecting Submit a Help Ticket from the IEC Contact Us website. Log in with your Algonquin College network credentials. These are the same details you used for your Algonquin email and Brightspace access. If you do not have these, please use the IEC Contact Us page to be directed to a member of the team who can assist you. Once logged in, select the Ask the International Education Center tab to submit your question. On the Create a Case page, select an appropriate topic as well as a category. The subject line will be populated automatically. Ensure you submit your request with a brief explanation in the description box. Under the Attach Files section, you can upload any relevant documents that meet the listed file specifications, such as IRCC correspondence or emails. Once the entries are complete, click Submit Case. Verify that you received confirmation that your case was submitted. You will soon receive an email from the International Education Center to your Algonquin email account confirming that your case has been submitted. To view the status of your open case, find the My Cases tab on your homepage. Here, you can find your case number and the status of the request. Please note, you will receive a response to your question directly in your Algonquin email account. Should you have another question, please submit another case on the Home tab. And that's it. We look forward to responding to your question soon.
I will now be passing the floor to my colleague, Siveso Kehinde, our Intercultural Program Coordinator, to talk about some exciting events that you are invited to. Over to you, Siveso.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sebastian. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited that you're here. This reminds me of my story when I just landed in Canada as an international student. That was many, many years ago, but I hope you're not counting how old I am. So, how I was homesick, and how do you transition to Canada? You will have to make new friends and new family here by just joining events. And the good thing about these events are they're free events. So first up, we have the SIN. So make sure you check the IEC events calendar to see how you could get your SIN if you don't have one. And then we have the co-op internship work permits and the employment bootcamp. We have so many events. I would take the whole day mentioning them one by one. If you could get some tips today from an international student once upon a time to another international student is make sure you're not here just for school. Yeah, I know school is important, but you also have to transition to the Canadian culture. You have to make new friends. And especially if you're traveling here, you're all alone, like I was. I had to make a new family here, and Canada is my second home, and that's why I'm still here. So I will share a video. This is a recap of some events that we had last term, which was the winter term. Sebastian, you can go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Pija Shig. Welcome, everyone. I cannot wait for the next circle with international students.
Hi everyone, welcome to snow tubing.
Thank you. I like to say I am the party of the IEC. So there's always a good time when we have our volunteers and myself hosting those events. So make sure you register for our events. We're also there's going to be a sign-up sheet at the new International Student Social. So make sure you register for the new International Students Social as well. So I can't wait to have a party with you, get to know more of you, and just welcome you to Canada. Thank you so much, Sebastian.
Thank you so much, Sebeso. Now, folks, as we wrap up our orientation, we would like to reward you with a chance to win a prize for your undivided attention today. So let's play a game of trivia to see how much information you have retained from today's presentations. To play, pull out your mobile device, open a browser and enter ahaslides.com/QASWY in your address bar, or you can also scan the QR code that shows on your screen right now. Type in your Algonquin Live email and your name. Alternatively, use the personal email associated with your Algonquin College application. To play, you will choose the answers to the trivia questions on your phone. If your email is not captured and you are amongst the top 3 players, please take a screenshot with your phone of the winning ranking page. If this is the case, you will have to send us a screenshot via Ask the IEC help ticket. Keep in mind, folks, the trick to winning is a combination of both knowledge and speed. So once again, you will have to look at your phone to answer the question. With that said, let's transition to the trivia game and wrap up our orientation. Please stand by for the transition. Okay, folks. Thank you all very much once again for joining and participating in our International Student Orientation today. Please make sure to complete the survey to provide your feedback about today's session and for a chance to win yet another gift card from AC Connections, the campus store. The recording of this orientation, including the slides, will be available to view on the iSent app by May